In the magic garden, some were singing, some were dancing, while the midnight moon shone brightly overhead. The stars so gaily glistened, and the Sphinx in silence listened to the magician tell of lives that he had led. Let the bells of freedom ring, songs of love to Friday's king. Let's all go to the magician's birthday. It's in the forest, but not so far away. Much to do and so much to say, while we listen to the orchestra play. Watch the dancing firelight. The air grew cold, seemed to dull the flame. The fire died, the music faded. Filled with fear of death we waited, for now we knew some evil was to blame.
ordinary in this one, let's be honest.
You don't like happy birthday to
No,
you?
the lyrics were ordinary. It's just a magician's birthday. It's about in the night things suddenly change, but then in the morning everything is back to normal. And the campfire once again lit up, the moon, organ played. It was all back to normal because of love. So the lyrics were nothing new. It was very ordinary, very plain. The good thing was the music. The music. I suppose Uriah Heep themselves might agree with what I say. It was all about the music here, especially the fusion, the what do you call it?
Collaboration.
Collaboration between Mick Box and the
And
drummer
Kerslake.
Kerslake. Wow, the guitarist and the drummer.
That
They had their moment for
amazingly
3-4 minutes of the song, and they took full advantage of it. They went all out. They went all out. And that was the best part of the song for me. Was it fitting to be the title track? I don't think so. On an album which had Sunrise and Rain, I think it would have been better if the album was titled Sunrise or Rain.
It should have been
or
titled Sunrise.
and Rain.
Sunrise would have been the apt title. Apart from this song, I'll have to still find whether Sunrise word was used in the lyrics, because almost 6 songs I know have had the word sunrise in them lyrically.
Very often, especially bands of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they would think that the last song, we need to make people listen till the last song. Because in those days, it was all about cassettes.
Right.
So, when you heard a cassette, you would have to literally go till the end. If you tried to forward, rewind too often, the cassette would get spoiled. That sometimes it would be ruined completely if you didn't have a good player.
It used to come out. The tape used to come out.
So most people, most music fanatics would have no choice but to listen all the way through. So most band members thought, or maybe their managers, maybe the labels, thought that we should put the album title track at the end of the album or somewhere near the end, so that people have to listen right till there. And that was a very bad strategy that those bands had. I would say most bands who followed this strategy, including here, had a very bad strategy. You had a great song to start it off. You had another good song bang in the center of the album. You should have named it that. Ideally, it should have been Sunrise or Rain, or it should have been something totally different, not a
way
song.
down in time, it doesn't make sense.
But then
to do
making
that.
people, forcing them to listen to a
Till then.
very mediocre song like this. When I say mediocre, I really mean it. It was a mediocre song for me. Musically, yes, top notch. But then there are so many bands we've heard which are really good if you give them some time. So if you give them 3-4 minutes like you gave these two guys here, they would do an equally good job or a better job. So, it was a bad choice for me for the last song of this album. Sorry to say, but it was a really poor choice. And to drag it on for 10 minutes, yes, I like the happy birthday bit. It was nice. But it was so poorly executed, the whole thing. The lyrics were so poorly written. Sad. It was definitely a letdown for me.
This song, I would break it down into 3, and that's when it would make sense. And I would not listen to the last part. After the collaboration that ended, the instrumental bit between Mick Box and Kerslake, I wouldn't want to listen to the last bit of it, the fag end of it. I wouldn't want to listen to that, because that didn't make any sense to me. Lyrically, it didn't make much sense, and musically also, it didn't add much to the thing. I know lyrically, it had the couple of lines: love will find love, and love will find love. It was put in there just to impress people, but then it was supposed to be the musician's birthday, and you were singing happy birthday to you, dear magician. So I don't know what is the sense of love will find love at the end. Either stick to the birthday theme or love will find love. There was a lot of intro in the beginning, but I like the birthday part. In fact, this would make they sang that beautifully. Happy birthday to you bit.
What is there to sing it beautifully? It's already there. Everybody knows to sing happy birthday.
No, but every birthday requires a song to play, and I would cut this song into that with that bit and play that.
I'm sure I would prefer Michael Jackson doing it.
Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? Not everybody did the birthday song. Everybody should have done a birthday song, because every birthday you want that birthday to play.
Yeah, it didn't make sense at all.
I don't know who it was.
Michael Jackson wouldn't do it because he made sense.
I'm saying
every single song of his was
it felt like an
art, a work of art.
It felt like an ode to one of the people or somebody who inspired them or something like that. It came from some reason. but we don't know as listeners what was the reason. As audience, we have no idea who that song was for. Because that happy birthday to you, dear musician, with that sound that was added, it sounded childish, it sounded good, but it felt like they were paying an ode to somebody that we don't know who that is. So half the song was dedicated to that person. I love the bit when the collaboration happened between the drummer and the guitarist. They both got center stage for that moment, and they both took absolute opportunity, seized the opportunity kind of a thing, carpe diem,
Of course.
and they nailed it.
Of course, we also had vinyl records, the records apart from cassettes.
Right.
And they were, of course, quite expensive.
Could you just jump
So,
them? No?
I'm not sure, I don't really remember because we couldn't afford any. It was so expensive
45.
in India that we had a good gramophone player, but we couldn't really afford anything. We didn't have records at home. I don't know why we had it. We must have had some and maybe they get spoiled so quickly.
I'm guessing that they must be getting spoiled very easily because cassettes were very easy to get
It was
spoiled.
a bad technology, poor technology.
Yeah.
Of course, people say it sounded good and all, but I didn't ever have the opportunity in my childhood to hear it. So I didn't know. Even though we had a gramophone, we were one of those rare people. People said, you have a gramophone player, and it was a very nice, antique looking gramophone player, you know.
I think some of the family members did contest for that eventually. Who would it belong
I
to?
wanted it. I wanted
You
it.
wanted it.
I said when the person who owns it dies, I want
You
it.
never got to see it again.
I didn't ask for much. I said, just give me that. But that person decided to sell it in Chor Bazaar.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is a revelation. I thought it was given to some museum or something like that.
That was the sad part. Chor Bazaar for
Ah,
maybe few hundred bucks
that's
or
shocking.
$1,000.
At the end of an entire album, the
It's Chor
musicians.
Bazaar is like a major pawn store
Yeah.
of Mumbai.
Yeah, and
So
it's
you
no good.
sell all these things which
Pawn
you do.
store will still give you better rates. than
Furniture
Chor
and all
Bazaar.
these kind of things, antiques, showpieces. And you can also buy, of course.
Oh, by the way, Chor Bazaar will literally translate to thieves market.
Yeah.
So you could sell anything that you had. You didn't have to have owned
But
it.
it's, of course, lost its charm. I don't think it even exists.
Yeah, but
Does
having
it
that
exist
would be
today?
a waste of space.
It lost its charm because of so many things associated with it and actual robbed goods being sold there. So it actually lost its charm over the last few decades. I remember my childhood, Chor Bazaar on a Friday it would operate. It was a huge thing. Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure. I think Friday was for Chor Bazaar. So on Friday, sometimes my uncle would take me to Chor Bazaar and we would get stuff from there or we would sell stuff over there.
As a child, I always was fascinated about this place. I never got to visit it, not so far, but there is no fascination anymore from because the whole thing is.
Oh,
fine.
it's a very dirty area.
Luckily, I didn't go.
Dirty.
I was absolutely